Morning. I'm Steve Lentini, and this is The Best Getting Better every Monday. If you've been watching on the web and joining my webinars, thank you, by the way, everyone in the room. I'm grateful. You know that this is about leaving with something that you can use right away to change your thinking, to change what you say, to change your presence, to change your energy in front of prospects, future customers, I like to call them, and clients, existing customers, because you can always upsell. If you have a lot to sell, there's something else you can talk to people about. How do you present it? How do you present yourself? How do you present the energy that you have when you're in front of people? So there's a way to do that. The only thing you can control is your energy. So again, my name is Steve Lentini. My phone number is 917-805-1088, 917-805-1088. My email is steve@stevelentini.com, stevelentini.com. Put a .com on the end. This is my book, by the way. It's on Amazon, Sales Success for the Rookie, How to Succeed at Sales Right from the Start. I also have my own, I self-published. This is published by Motivational Press. Motivational Press, there's me. Justin Sachs, great company if you want to publish a book. I also have Sales Success for the Seasoned Sales Veteran. I self-published that. That's how to stay at peak performance. I also have Sales Success for the Spiritual Salesperson. How to Sell Without Losing Your Soul. I have Wake Up, Jump Into Your Life. And a few other books. I'm working on The Myth of Sin and a few other things. I'm a contributing author in this book, Imagine 30 Days to a New You. Justin Sachs, the president of Motivational Press, and 29 leading experts. My chapter begins on page 222, but read the whole book. It's great. 30 chapters, you could read one a day, and you've read a book. For the people who say they could never read a book, you could read a chapter, one a day. You could read one every other day, and in 60 days, you'd have read a book. I meet a lot of salespeople who have not read since they got out of high school or college. Not read, they don't do anything. No other learning. They just think they know it all. That's a big block to success, by the way, thinking you know it all. All right, so this is what this is about. It's about success. It's about your thinking. It's about how you present yourself and the energy you project into the world. So it's like a boomerang. Think of a boomerang. I ordered a boomerang from Amazon because I want people to understand the power of their thinking, their power of what they say, and the power of how they project themselves, the energy they put out in front of others, because people are picking up on it all the time, whether you know it or not. Here's a quote I want to start with. Here's a quote from Jack Boland. It's actually a 4-paragraph statement that Jack Boland made. And so Jack Boland, you want to Google Jack Boland? Let's Google him, and I'll tell you a little bit about him because I don't memorize it, but hold on, I'm going to tell you about Jack Boland. So he's a creator of the Inspired Path, right? He was the founder of the Church of Today, which, I mean, that doesn't really... the Church of Today was a unity church, by the way, just in case you are interested. But more than that is that he talked about the power of our thinking, right? Jack Boland. So you can, B-O-L-A-N-D, you can Google him, all right? Okay. All right, whatever your state of mind, it is so powerful that it cannot be hidden from the world. Right? Whatever your state of mind, it's so powerful, it cannot be hidden from the world. I'm just going to adjust this light a little bit. How's that? Is that a little better? Let's lower it a little bit. Okay. There we go. That's better. Okay. Whatever your state of mind, it's so powerful, it cannot be hidden from the world. What you have confidence in will come to you. Be it good or bad, it will come to you. There's no power on this earth that'll keep it from coming. No power that'll keep it from coming. Your silent command will be obeyed. All that is required is that you really believe and have no doubt. Our thoughts and feelings reach out into life to touch, to grasp, and to catch hold of, and then bring back that which we believe in. If you don't like your world, change the thoughts and feelings that are creating it. My quote is, if you don't like your experience of the world, change how the world is experiencing you. That's how it works. You're creating it with your thoughts, your beliefs, your words, and your actions. Our personal word, this is to continue with Jack Boland, right? If you don't like your world, change the thoughts and feelings that are creating it. Our personal world is composed of what our thoughts bring to us. It is absolutely incredible how the mind works. This is why it is said that what the mind of man can achieve and believe, it can achieve. What the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Okay, so that's what I like to work on, the first part or the second part. But each week I like to work on some time spent on, what are you thinking? What's your predominant thought pattern? Are you noticing your thought patterns? Are you noticing when all of a sudden something pops into your mind that makes you less than someone else or tries to shame you and embarrass you about something you did, some mistake you made? Who cares? It was all necessary, created by you so that you could grow, so that you could address it. If you didn't make the mistake so blatant, you wouldn't address it because it wouldn't have come out so loudly, so blaringly, right? So you make the mistake and now you address it. Some people, by the way, continue to just keep making the mistakes. When they catch it, again, it's all in order. When they catch it, they address it. So that when you change, things change. Your world changes when things change. And you cannot change if you're not noticing where is it that you're continually defaulting. The default pattern, I call it. Where are you going back to an old behavior because it's comfortable? Even though it may not be productive, may be unhealthy, you go back to an old behavior. Look at the people who smoke. They know it's bad. They know it's not healthy. They continue to smoke. There's fewer people doing it today, but just let's use smoking as an example. And there's so many other things in Western society that we use to take ourselves away from the moment. This is all we have, is right now. Those of you that know me know I was here 1 second, gone the next. I know literally there's only now, and to be grateful, to be in the moment and be grateful. Okay, so change your thinking. Thank you, Jack Boland. We're grateful. He's a former Unity minister. All right, now, so the other thing you need to have is passion for what you do and or a purpose. So let's talk first about having a purpose statement. My purpose is up here on the board. I don't know if you can see it. The purpose of my life is to wake people up to the divine miracle that life is, and to wake them up to their soul's purpose so they can create the future that they've imagined. All right? So life is a divine miracle. I don't care whether you call it God or the universe. It doesn't matter what you call it. Life is a divine miracle. We're in the midst of a vacuum, hurtling through space on a garden planet. If that's not a miracle in itself, think about that. You can bring that power, that limitless power, miracle, infinite possibility thinking with you in every moment. And here's the thing, most people believe they're thinking. They believe they're thinking, which says, I couldn't do that. I can't do that. I'm not good at that. I would never do that. That scares me. Oh, don't go there. Oh, don't do that. That's crazy thinking, right? Can you imagine if all the explorers believed that, right? Christopher Columbus wouldn't have fought with the Queen and King of Spain, King Ferdinand, and the Queen and said, I need ships. I'm going to prove the world is round. Wow, okay? So from somewhere, we all see the horizon is flat. That's how life is. It just wasn't a condition at the time because people could only see the horizon, right? When Christopher Columbus sailed in 1492, people could only see the horizon and they thought the world was flat and that you would fall off if you went beyond the horizon. From somewhere, that's a human condition. It didn't end there with Christopher Columbus. You know, humans, modern humans, we walk around thinking we know it all. We've physicists, we know how the world is formed. Even the people who are working on the super collider don't know it all. They know nothing. Believe me, they're smart people, but I'm saying we are so far, we're cavemen when it comes to our knowledge of how this whole thing that we live in really works. Now ask those same physicists that are working on the super collider. The closer they get to understanding something new, the more in awe and marveled they are at how it really does work in some fashion. Remember, they are so far away from discovering how it really works, because if we get to that place where we can discover how it really works, we're back in pure consciousness, I call it, because that's where I was when I had my near-death experience in 2012, November 18th. I went from here now to somewhere else without my body. Okay, that's a discussion for another day, but here's the thing. You have to have a purpose, which is bigger, a broader statement. I was just talking to someone where I was coaching them about saying that their purpose is not to decorate with furniture and chairs that they've made new again. Their purpose is to enliven people's space. So I enliven people's businesses and their homes by improving their surroundings. That's a purpose statement, right? And it's something you can bring everywhere if you are a decorator. That's what you would do. If you're a salesperson, you would say, let's say you sell cleaning supplies. I bring a healthy, clean, safe environment to businesses, and I help them do that. We even teach them how to do that. Would you like to hear more about it? Okay, so that's what people want to know. They want to know that you have a passion about what you do, not, hey, can I take your order today? Right? We all know examples of that. It doesn't matter if you sell fast food or you sell office supplies. There's people that are just like, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, well, it's a job. It's a job. That's what I got is a job. No, you have a passion. You have a purpose, right? You're helping people be more productive in their offices. That's what you do. Until you do something else, until you find out what it is you love to do, first have a purpose that you can bring everywhere. Understand what your purpose is. I help people create the lives they've imagined by helping them with their thinking and their speaking and how they show up in front of people, making sure they have integrity. They're committed. They keep their word. If they're going to do something, do it for a period of time. I remember saying to a client, I'll look at you, you look at me for a year. And after a year, a little bit more than that, it wasn't a fit for me. So I just said, hey, listen, it doesn't make sense for you guys to pay me what you're paying me. It wasn't a fit. It didn't feel good in here. Didn't feel good in here. The job was complete in my mind. And that's what led me to go back to doing what I love to do full time, which is helping people find what it is they love to do, their purpose, wake them up to their divine purpose. We all have a divine purpose. You know, people, you look at ants, they know what is theirs to do. You look at birds and crows, and you know, when something gets killed on the highway, no one really has to go shovel it up and pick it up. Nature cleans it up. And each little creature has its task, its job. They know. Humans are the only ones that go walking around thinking, maybe I'll get on the dole. and listen, the dole, the welfare or unemployment is good for people who are unemployed, right? I've been there. That's good. But it's not what you do forever. If you're physically able, if you're disabled, it's a different story. If you have a disability, you can collect disability. That's what the government has that for. But if you're able, why would you want to live on a couch feeling sorry for yourself? And if you're a salesperson, why would you want to sell a product or for a company that you really don't enjoy working for? So if you don't enjoy working for them, at least find your passion and your purpose statement, because you can bring that everywhere. This is what I do. I help people have a healthy, clean, safe environment. We even train them on how to do that. And all the products we sell help do that. Would you like to hear about what we sell? Now you've enrolled people with a passion. What is it you're looking for when you think of a clean and health and safety environment? What are your challenges? Clean, healthy, and safe environment. What are your challenges? Are there areas you'd like to see cleaner? Are there areas you're concerned about? How about disinfecting? Again, you're asking questions. You're not selling anything. You're helping people buy. If you're talking, if your mouth is yapping, unless you're doing a seminar, and even then I breathe and take breaks and have periods of silence. Silence is great. A lot happens in the silence. You should be talking 30% of the time when you meet a future client. When you meet a future client, even with clients. Now you're gonna get to know people. They're gonna like you. They buy from people they like and trust, so they're gonna talk with you more. You're gonna talk more. But again, maybe no more than 50-50 or 60-40. They're talking more than you. Listen, you have two of these, right? So have a purpose. Bring a purpose with you. I can help you discover a purpose statement. If you call me and tell me what you do, I'll help you discover a purpose and a passion. If it's something you're doing that you don't like, then I'll ask you, what were you doing as a kid? What were you noticing that you encouraged people about? What is it people come to you for? What is it they ask you questions about? What is it that enlivens you? That's what you want to send out to people. That's the energy you want to send out. It's great energy. And like a boomerang, the energy you put out returns to you. So if you're putting out negative energy, that's what returns to you. And there's a process to it. So you have to wait for the clearing time. If you've put it out for a while, then you have to wait for it. I get enrolled in it from time to time, and I catch myself, and then I say, okay, what is it that I want more of? And then I start to plant the seeds of that. So everything you put out in terms of energy, everything in your subconscious mind, your subconscious beliefs, they pop into your head from time to time based on what's manifesting in your world, right? So whatever shows up in life is a way to tell you what your subconscious has been thinking, what your default pattern is. If it's not working, your brain is not working. Somewhere you've latched onto a negative belief. It could be deep in your subconscious that you have to work on letting it go, that you're deserving. Why not have an abundance? People who are abundant, have an abundance of everything, help a lot of other people, right? I can help a lot of other people. That's what I do. I also suggest tithing, looking at the ancient practice of tithing, which was giving the first tenth to your source of spiritual support. That's important too. But again, that's a topic by itself for another day. But it's an energy, right? So if you're putting out good energy and you're helping others, you're supporting those people that support you, they support you on your path, then you help them because that's an energy that you're giving. The other energy that I've talked about before is when you're in front of people is Deepak Chopra talks about it a lot too. Wayne Dyer spoke about it. Many of the philosophers in our history, if you go back to Socrates and Plato and even before then, but go back to the Kabbalah, which is 4,000 years ago, the Kabbalists talked about what you put out, what seeds you plant come back to you. That's why it's important to be letting go of bitterness, letting go of anger. Don't hold on to grudges. Let people have their life, whatever their life is. Whatever you think they're doing to you, they're not doing it to you. They're projecting something onto you, something inside them. Let them have it. I see you're upset. Are you upset with me? Talk about it. Let it come out. They might have some crazy idea about how you show up or what's something you may be doing, and it might be a projection. There's a book, When the Past is Present. It's a great book. If you think you're projecting or you think other people are projecting on you, get the book, When the Past is Present. We have a habit as humans of keep replaying things until which is okay because we keep replaying it. What you resist persists. What you resist persists. So if you don't get the lesson, we replay it, we create it until we get it because it's something we want to resolve in our subconscious, right? Like Jack Boland says, if you don't like your world, change the thoughts and feelings that are creating it. You're creating it. I had somebody tell me a few weeks ago they don't believe in the gaga, the baloney of we're creating anything from our subconscious and that people showing up that bug us are here to teach us anything. Listen, if you think the people that you like are showing you something about you that you like, then the people that bug you are showing you something that you don't like about yourself. That's what they're here for. Everything has a purpose in life. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted. Everything works together for good. So people say to me, what about all the tragedies? Well, that's helping us come to the conclusion that we don't want this kind of behavior anymore. And so we in this existence, we can't have one without the other. This is a world of opposites. So begin to embrace what shows up that you don't like because it's moving you to become even more passionate about what it is you want in this world and in your life. There will not be violence when we don't hold thoughts of violence toward anyone. It's individual, right? You have to love your brother. You have to fix things in your family. You have to love your mother, your father, get over whatever you think they did. You have to get over whatever you think they did or what's been done to you, because if you hold on to any bitterness or anger, that's what shows up. It's a boomerang, right? You're putting it out. That's what's going to come back. More things for you to be bitter and angry about until you just say, I can't control these situations, right? We can't control some of the terrible things that happen, hurricanes, tornadoes, violence, people that become violent for whatever reason. Who cares what the reason is? I mean, people want to talk about the reason. It's here for us to rise up. There have been other despots and despicable groups. Think of Hitler. Until he got really despicable. You imagine, people let him get away with what he got away with. The world didn't get, until the world really got upset and said, no, nothing changed. That's what happens. So that happens on a big level, the macrocosm, right? On the macro level, and on the micro level, it happens in your life. In Warped Passages by, I'm trying to think of her last name, but Lisa, she's a physicist, a brilliant book. She talks about all the different dimensions. So like there's a world below us that we can't see, all these little microscopic bugs and bacteria and all these things we can't see. Above us, there's a big world of other dimensions that we can't see, bigger than us. So we have to get it that in our life, there's things that are small that we let them annoy us, and then there's things that are big that we really get passionate about, or we get angry about, we get bitter about. They're all here as part of our creation to move us to something new. We can't have something new here without first understanding what it is we don't want any more of. That's a good way, by the way, to get a passion going in your life and to find your purpose. Write a list of the things you no longer want, what I don't want. Make the list, what I don't want in my life. Now look at that list. When you're done, write it all out and change it to its opposite, right? What I want more of. So what I don't want more of is anger. Okay, so I want more joy. I don't want any more bitterness. All right, so I want more forgiveness and release. I'm going to let things go. I'm not going to be what I can't control. I'm going to accept. Acceptance is what I want more of. Okay. So you begin to learn, I want more loving in my life. So I want more loving. You begin to learn from the opposites what you don't want any more of, and that's how it works on the big level too. As a society, we will make decisions when we get angry enough, like we did with every despot, every dictator, every despicable situation. Eventually people rise up and say no. So what's that have to do with selling and what you're creating? You have to get, as a practice, as an experiment, keep putting out different energy. So if you've been bitter, release it. See what shows up. Don't take my word for it. You prove to yourself that you have power. You have somebody that's angry with you or that angers you. You show up differently with them. You change because you're the only one you can control. Let other people have whatever. I was helping someone move and they were very nice to me and it all went very well. And then right after the move, they said something that wasn't really so. They had this idea in their head talking about projection. They were projecting something onto me. And I just said, I sent the text, and it came back very short, the answer. And I just said, what's the matter? Are you upset with me? What's going on? And then they said what they thought was going on. They projected on me. And I thought it was interesting that they never spoke up while I was helping with the move, right? Because what happens is some people want to get what they want to get, and they don't want to show up as real. They would prefer not to be real. And being real is healthy. That's healthy. That leads to a healthier relationship. So we eventually worked it out because I got into the dialogue of what I was feeling. I didn't want that. That's not what I wanted. I wanted it to be expressed totally and to feel like it was complete. And that's what happened by having the dialogue. So I have to change if I want things to change. I couldn't control that other person, but I could say, here's what I was feeling. Are you upset with me? The answer was yes. I said, okay, what happened? And they told me. I said, okay, that's not what I was thinking. See, it was they were assuming that I was thinking something or that I wanted something. And they were projecting something from their past onto me. So my part in creating that was somewhere I have to remember to bring things up when I'm feeling it. I don't always do it. That's what I keep creating that scenario. And this time I did. I brought it up when I was feeling something. I said something. And so in selling, it's to be aware, breathe, and be in your body when you're helping people buy. Helping people buy, you're not selling anything, is to be aware and breathe and be with people. And when they know that you really hear them, and if you sense something that's uncomfortable, you could say, or you notice they shift their body language, or they have a frown on their face, or you just sense something in their energy. They're not as interested in you being there today for whatever reason. Hey, I'm sensing maybe I'm making you uncomfortable. I'm just sensing something's off. Are you feeling that? And you'll get it. That's where people will share the truth with you, because you share what you're really feeling, and it's vulnerable. And it's a good energy. By putting out an energy of being real and sharing what you're feeling, the boomerang is they share what they're feeling. It comes back. It comes back. So bring good energy, right? You're the master of your world. The master's within. You're the master, and life is the teacher. You don't have to look far. You don't have to look far. That's the miracle of this existence, is people go searching for God and go up on the mountains. Everything is here within. We're a piece of it. We have all that. What I like to say, what stars are made of, we're made of. What the universe is made of, we're made of. And so we have a piece of that in us. And so the master is within. Life is the teacher. We get feedback all the time. But see, people don't want to accept the feedback. They want to be victims of circumstance. Oh, woe's me. Do you know what happened to me today? This guy came up to me and he was nasty and he did this and he did that. Hey, they don't want to say I created that, or this guy's showing me some ugly side of me. No, people don't want to say that. They'd rather go have a couple of drinks and blur their mind and not really accept what's here now. We only have now. And it's a gift. It's showing us something. And when things are good and the feedback is good, that life is showing us, the master is within, life is showing us what's good, we're doing good. We're productive. Our energy is good. Our thoughts are good. We're loving. When things aren't working, it's there too as a gift for us to embrace and smile and say, wow, okay, so this is really going to teach me something. I'm going to grow from this. I'm going to advance. That's something to be excited about. I like to say to my clients, imagine not knowing. Some people sink into this depression, and I've been there myself. I get depressed sometimes, and I don't sink fully into it because it's not true. It's there somehow to teach me something new about myself. I'm creating it, the high and the low. I want to be somewhere like that. I want to operate in a range, right? I don't want to go like this. And so I work on operating in a range where I notice my feelings, and I'll talk about when I'm feeling sad or having some crazy thoughts to my friends, to people I can trust. And then it goes away because I talk about it. I show up as who I really am. It's okay to be depressed sometimes. It's okay whatever someone's done. It's not recorded, by the way, on the other side. That's why I'm writing the book, The Myth of Sin. I was there. There was no mention of my sin. It was only mention of the lives I had touched in my life review. I'll get a lot of emails about that and texts. But there have been prophets that have come that have said there is no sin. Some have said, I came to save you from your sins. But others have said, this is a cause and effect world. The prophets have said, what you do here, it's kind of like Vegas. What's done on earth stays on earth. We pay here because it's a boomerang, cause and effect. What you put out here comes back here. When you change, things change. So the beauty of anything negative coming back, it's trying to get our attention to get you to change. So if you're not selling, if you're not closing, you need to change. I like to listen to salespeople because a lot of times they'll say, oh, I don't know anyone. I don't have any contacts. I can't sell. I'll never be a success. Wow. Can you imagine? Whatever your state of mind, it is so powerful that it cannot be hidden from the world. What you have confidence in will come to you, be it good or bad. It'll come to you, right? This is the Jack Boland statement, right? It'll come to you, whatever your state of mind is. So change your state of mind. And when you're with people, send them silently joy, success, happiness. You can silently wish them, I wish you joy, success, happiness. I'm blessing all of you, and I'm silently wishing you joy, success, and happiness. You can silently bless them. If you want to study more about that, get the book by Pierre Pradevand, The Gentle Power of Blessing, or the Gentle Art of Blessing. But anyway, Pierre Pradevand, Pradervand. He's the author. Great book. So it's very much in line with sending out good energy that the Kabbalah spoke about, that many, many philosophers from Plato to Ralph Waldo Emerson, and all hundreds and hundreds of men and women, Helen Wilmans, Elizabeth Seton, Catherine Ponder, Florence Scovel Shinn. It isn't one sex or the other. Many masters, male or female, have talked about the power of our word and the power of our thought. Your Word is Your Wand by Florence Scovel Shinn. Catherine Ponder. Helen Wilmans, fascinating writing about the power of our spoken word in the late 1800s, early 1900s. So people have this innate knowing that we have power, and those are the people that have written about it. Ernest Holmes, Mary Baker Eddy, Deepak Chopra, fast forward to modern times. Wayne Dyer, Jim Rohn, he wrote The Garden of Your Life, The Garden That Is Your Life. Jim Rohn, powerful speaker and teacher about the power that we have to create something. So what are you sending out? If you're not selling, what are you projecting? What thought process have you gotten into? What is your subconscious maybe lapsed into, despite the people that say your subconscious doesn't have any power? What have you lapsed into? When you change, things change. And how you can have an energy that is powerful and positive and passionate is to bring that purpose statement. Why are you here? You're not just selling cleaning supplies or software or healthcare. You're bringing healing. If you're selling healthcare equipment, medical devices, you bring healing and alternate methods of quickly delivering pain relief to people. That's what you do. Or genome mapping software. We're bringing solutions to the world's problems, helping medically and even agriculturally by looking and understanding at our genetics. Okay, that's what you do. We're helping advance the world. I mean, those things have great energy. You're selling cleaning supplies. It doesn't matter, right? I'm helping people have safe, clean, and healthy environments. And all the products we do are in line with that. And we teach people how to have a clean, safe, and healthy environment. Do you have some concerns or the things you'd like to talk about? Maybe not. Maybe you don't want a clean, safe, and healthy environment. I wouldn't suggest saying that, but you could say maybe not. Well, everybody wants a clean, safe, and healthy environment. Who wouldn't want human beings to advance? And that's our nature, right? That's why the world is advancing, not because it's bad. There's people that want us, drag us back into the Middle Ages, but the world is advancing because that's the nature of the universe. Whether you call it the divine or God, whatever you call it, it doesn't matter. That's the nature of what existed, what created this, is advancement and expansion and growth and new ideas. So bring your passion, bring your energy, let people see it. And that's how you'll begin. When you change, things will change. And when it isn't working, begin to look at how you can change. And how did you create this? And what's the gift in it to teach you? Don't make it wrong or bad and get depressed over it. Instead, experiment with the question. Experiment for yourself so you prove it to yourself. Wow, Steve, thank you. When I changed, things change. Yeah, don't do it my way or do it because I said to do it. You learn a way to do it that works for you. Maybe someday you'll teach it to others like I'm doing. You'll teach it. That's a good way to hang on to it. So here's the recap, right? What you think about, you bring about. And when it's not working, when you change, things change. If you don't like your world, change the thoughts or feelings that are creating it. Jack Boland. If you don't like your experience of the world, change how the world is experiencing you. Steve Lentini. That's my quote. I didn't know Jack Boland said that, by the way, so many years ago. When my quote just popped into my head and I wrote it down, put it in my emails. And remember that whatever you put out is a seed. It's planting something, right? The boomerang. Think about the boomerang. Put out good wishes for people, good energy, silently wishing them joy, success, and happiness. You don't have to bless people if it's something you don't want to do. I don't know why you wouldn't silently do that too. Why not? Experiment with it. See if things change. When you change, things will change. And if things aren't working, embrace it and find out what is it that it's asking you to notice and to change. The answer's there if you make the inquiry. And then don't beat yourself up. Love yourself. Acknowledge yourself. It's all part of the pattern. It's unrealistic to think this will always be mamby-pamby wonderful, Pollyanna positive, right? But you have a passion for life itself because resistance in life is building your muscle for living. It's making you stronger for what's next. So the bigger the resistance, the greater the future. That's what that means, right? It's like going to the gym and lifting weights. You wouldn't lift a 1 pound weight, well, unless you were little, right? You'd lift a weight and you gradually grow the weight so that you have more resistance and build a stronger muscle. That's how you can embrace life. Life, the stronger the resistance to what it is you're doing, the bigger muscle it's building for your living the future. You're going to have a great future. So become excited. If you need help, call me, 917-805-1088, 917-805-1088. It's what I do. Steve@stevelentini.com. So here's the book, Sales Success for the Rookie, How to Succeed at Sales Right from the Start. My email is steve@stevelentini.com. Add a .com in the end. You know how to do it. Steve@stevelentini.com. So keep changing. Keep looking at what you're sending when you're in front of people, what kind of energy. Remember the boomerang. Silently bless people. Send them joy, success, and happiness. Start to look at what you can let go of. Where are you bitter? Where are you angry? Where can you forgive? Where are you projecting? Maybe it's not their story. Maybe it's your story that you're projecting. Look at all those things. Look at life as a gift and that the master's within and life itself is the teacher. You're getting feedback from the result. What you can't control, things that are like natural disasters, hurricanes, floods, tornadoes, fires, things that happen, that's a place to start anew. Let it go. Again, you can't control it. It's here now. So bless it. It's like sitting in traffic. Sit in traffic. Love it. Find something to love about it. People that are nasty or terrible, despicable events. Get angry and enroll in getting the world to do something about despicable events and despicable people. Draw the line. Help the world rise up and say, this is not acceptable. That's a good thing for religious leaders to do instead of being quiet about it. Get up, stand up, get counted and say, this is not what we're accepting as a society anymore. We drew the line on despots and despicable people with Hitler and many before him. And since then, and we're just going to draw the line. That's okay. That's the gift in all this stuff. It's moving us. The same in your life. All right. I wish you a great day and a blessed week. And I'll talk to you next week on Monday. Thank you. Thank you again. You got my phone number and my email, right? Bye.